Thanks very much for that introduction, Emma. Yes, as she said, my name is Leslie. I work at Waverley Council, and it is my great pleasure today to be able to tell you about Bondi Unwrapped. A quick disclaimer, I've only been with Council for about a year, and this program has been going for about 18 months. As such, my colleague Beth is also here with me, sitting in the second row, so if there are any questions that I'm not able to assist with, Beth is more than happy to wave the flag as well. Do I click something? What am I doing? Okay. Awesome, great, got it. So just a bit of an outline of what I'm going to be going through today, talking a little bit about the challenges that Waverley faces in regards to litter, our response to litter in Waverley, as well as the inception of Bondi Unwrapped and how that developed and the results that we had from that, and also discuss what our next steps are going to be. So the challenge, you can see it quite easily on the screen there. Bondi is quite a popular area. It's internationally known, and it's a beautiful corner of the world. It's a gorgeous place. We've got a lot to offer there, and on a peak summer's day, we could have up to 80,000 people passing through Bondi Junction and Bondi Beach. That's a lot of people a day, and that can lead to a lot of litter, and we recognize that. So we have responses in place to help deal with that issue. So we do run education campaigns every year, and this can consist of, whether it's outdoor furniture advertising, it might be social media campaigns, it could be a big event that we do over summer. Depending on funding, it can be, a multiple of different things. We've been doing that for the last couple years. And we also have really great community partnerships. We would not be able to achieve everything that we're able to achieve without our community groups. And as a council, I think it is imperative to have a good relationship with your community groups. We have about 10 to 12 in the area that we work with quite consistently. And they do things not only like beach cleanups, but they also go off their own merit, and they go and they talk with businesses about their concerns, and they talk with businesses about the changes that they want to see, and they lead that fight, and it's amazing to have them on the ground. So yes, community partnerships are definitely key. We also do our own beach litter audits every year, and that's to help monitor and evaluate our education campaigns that we're doing, and what is out there. What are the main, what are the main litter items that we're seeing? Is something increasing? Is something completely random? Are people losing their thongs? Like, what kind of campaign do we need to create that's going to help get the message out to prevent that litter from happening? And we also do daily cleaning. You can see in the photo there, the green tractor has the rake behind it. And so during the summer, it goes every day. I think during the winter, it goes every other day. Kind of just depends. But yeah, so we do the daily cleaning as well. This is a photo of one of our community groups, Responsible Runners, that cleans up our beach every Sunday, and sometimes once a month as well. Just depends on their availability. But Responsible Runners is a great community group that we have, and we do that in partnership. Council also has a sustainability group called, Sustainability Arm, I should say, really, Second Nature, and we run that, and that's part of how we partner with our community groups. And so this is just an example of one of our activities that we had, and as you can see, it's a beach cleanup, and there's actually quite a bit of great items in there that are good for CDS. So these community groups are also cluing in on that, and they're starting to go and collect that and turn that in for some fundraising, which is great. But so we know litter is an issue. We want to target these items, and so when the New South Wales EPA released some litter grants a couple years ago, we jumped on that, or I should say Waverley Council jumped on that, and they knew that we'd be able to do a lot more with more funding, and so we were successful in applying for a grant, and as part of that grant, some of you may or may not be familiar with, but there's a process called doing a litter check when you get the litter prevention grants fundings. And that is a series of 3 steps that you walk through. You do a site identification, you do your litter count, and you also do a behavior study. So we were able to identify litter priorities. We were able to identify some hot spots in the area where we knew there was some key litter issues. 2 were bus stops. One was the train station, one was down at Bondi Beach. And this helped prepare the Bondi Unwrapped program and develop the campaign, or start that campaign, and the idea of what we wanted that to turn into and look like, which was targeting takeaway packaging. But just in short, a couple of the behaviors that we identified was that people were littering in transit. People are lazy. People litter on the sand. They can't be bothered to pick it up and take it back with them. They might have full hands already. It may have blown away, a multiple of things. And people are also deterred by dirty and overflowing bins. And they're also likely to litter in areas that seem to be unclean or appear to be unwatched as well. So these were a few things that we were able to identify in that behavior portion of the litter check. So we took all of our findings, information that we had from doing our own yearly litter audits, information that we were able to gain from doing these litter checks with the New South Wales EPA, information from community groups, and we decided, you know what, we're going to target takeaway packaging. This is going to be something that we really want to reduce. It was a key finding that we had. Lots of takeaway packaging was becoming litter in Bondi and Waverley. So the program integrated New South Wales EPA's elements of litter prevention, which include aspects of infrastructure, education and awareness, enforcement, and evaluation and monitoring. So I'm just going to walk through a little bit about how we address that. So we updated some of our bins. We got these nice new signs. The New South Wales EPA's program has the hay tosser component, so some of you may or may not be familiar with it. If you're not familiar with it, I would suggest looking it up. It's a great program that they have, a great litter prevention behavior change program that they have. And so we were able to get some of that collateral up on our bins. It's nice and it's new and it's shiny and it's clean and it's a very clear message as well. We also put in heaps of cigarette butt containers to try to capture that. We have a good relationship with the name of the Enviropols. Okay, yeah, sorry, with them. And they recycle the cigarette butt litter and they actually turn it into like park benches and things. So Replast, you may have heard of Replast down south. So just kind of great closing the loop systems that we were wanting to put in a place, giving smokers a place to put their butt, giving them the opportunity to make the right decision. We also put in 42 individual solar compactor bins down at the beach, and this reduced 80% of the public place bin numbers because these bins, by the rate, the 5-to-1 rate of the red bin, replacing 5 red bins worth can go into one of the solar bins, and 2 yellow bins worth can go into one of the yellow recycling solar bins. So that was able to help us reduce the amount of bins that we had. So we went from the top photo that you can see, multiple bins, to just these really nice, clear and clean bin stations. Now I will say that solar bins could warrant an entire presentation in themselves with findings and learnings as a council. So if you do have questions particularly against solar bins, I'm sure Beth would love to answer those. But yeah, just kind of, I guess, a disclaimer that I'd love to talk more about that, but I'm going to move on. So education and awareness. So this helped us build, so we built the education campaign. It came to fruition, and we came up with the slogan after doing multiple surveys, went out into the community, and tested different sayings, different slogans, different images, even images for what to have on the red solar bins. We tested, what would resonate best with residents, what would resonate best with the transient community. And so that was really good, qualitative and quantitative data that was able to be used to develop this program. We also used the lifeguards. They are internationally recognized. And look at him, he looks great. It was really, really fun to work with them. And they're really good sports about it, and they helped us develop the Bin It So You Don't Swim In It campaign. And we also rolled this out in conjunction with the hay tosser blitzes as well, aligning that with the New South Wales EPA education that was going out. So it was a really good hard hit in getting that message out there wide and strong about, the messages of not littering and changing the behaviors. I'm hoping this is going to work. I have do I just hit play? Do I just hit click? Oh, no, I went the wrong way. I pointed at what? Oh,
Welcome to Bondi. We live in a beautiful corner of the world, and we need your help to keep it that way.
In Bondi, we've been on the run. That's how we do it around here.
We all want to surf, swim, and play in clear waters. We don't want to swim in rubbish. Thank you for taking your rubbish with you.
Namaste. The breath is the foundation to yoga. Keeping the beach smoke-free is who we are. Please remember to bin your butt.
This is the way we do it in Bondi. Bin it so you don't swim in it. Thank you for keeping Bondi beautiful.
Okay, great. So it worked. So yeah, that was just one of our education videos, or I guess the main education video that we were able to create as well as part of that campaign. And that was a big social media campaign. We sent that to, if you're in the Sydney space and maybe you went to Bondi Open Air Cinemas, that's been aired for the last 2 years. So getting it wide and strong out into the community, locally in the community, so people are seeing that, and also seeing that particularly during the really, really busy times, like over summer. We also did engagement with businesses and our internal staff. So at the same time, we knew that if we're dealing with takeaway packaging, we need to deal with it at the source. And at the source as well, people were getting it from the businesses, the local takeaway joints. So we wanted to work with them. So we've held 2 business forums. And again, that could warrant an entire presentation in itself, learnings and findings from working with businesses. But we did have a couple really good, passionate businesses that were able to help us with developing messages and trying to figure out what's the next steps in working with them and trying to reduce this. And we also, at the same time, wanted to walk the walk and not just talk the talk. So we looked internally as well at our own practices that we were doing and our own events that we were holding and our own procurement processes, and looking at how can we also be a leader in the community and choose the right packaging for an event that we're going to do. So we were able to share that life cycle analysis as well with the businesses. And as part of that internal training and working internally, we also have our internal rangers that were happy to work with us, and that was really great because they were able to learn some ways of how they can engage with the community, the messages that they could say, and they're really passionate about just, the simple soft enforcement messages of if they're seeing someone sitting on the park bench having their lunch, just the soft enforcement message of, hey, introducing myself, hope you're having a really great day, just wanted to let you know, just in case you didn't know, there's a bin just around the corner just there. If you wouldn't mind popping it in the bin, that'd be great. Thanks for helping us keep Bondi beautiful. Just those small little messages really helped make a difference. And we did 10 education blitzes as well around that summer period, and that really helped to make the area look like it was watched and it was clean, and that helped to lead to the reduction in litter that we were finding. Again, evaluation and monitoring is really important, so we did do the litter checks before and after, and we did have a very targeted evaluation and monitoring plan, which is very important for getting results and actually understanding your results and being able to learn from that, as I'm sure you are all very much aware. Just our results that we got from that. So the litter reduction reduced by 38% by volume, 51% reduction in cigarette butts, takeaway packaging reduction by 50%, and we had a reduction of 48% of overflowing bins as well. So it was quite a success. We were really happy with it. And what's next? We were just recently successful as well in getting another litter prevention grant. And so we're able to take all of the learnings that we had, the good, the bad, the ugly, the wonderful, and continue on. We're going to work with our businesses, and we're going to look at building a business toolkit, which seems to be all the rage at the moment. But they are really difficult. They're a lot more difficult than they seem. And ideas, it seems, oh yeah, it's simple, but trying to make it tailor-made and relevant for the businesses and where they are and the customers that they're getting and the space that they have. So we're really going to try to dive a bit deeper into that and really make some valuable tools that these businesses can use. We're going to continue with infrastructure upgrades and maintenance. We're going to continue with our community groups events. As I mentioned before, community groups are very key to helping to deliver these messages and instill that in the community. And we're going to continue with our engagement and enforcement blitzes over summer and days to come. So thanks very much for your time. I'm not sure if we have time for questions, but we do have time for questions. I don't know if anyone has a question that they would like to ask. Sure. Yes, I believe there was a media company that was engaged. That was a professional media set. And staff, Beth, were they paid staff? I know that there was actually quite a few locals. The surfer was a local guy from one of the schools, and I think it was yeah. So Beth was just saying local people in the video, but it was a professional media company that was created to film it and put it together. Yeah. I don't believe it was on television. paid television, but it was on social media and it was at all of like the local events. So if you did go to the Bondi open air cinema, so all of the cinemas that run every night over summer, it was right on Bondi Beach. It was one of the adverts that people would see before the movie. We did. So we did some paid social media this summer around, and we put a very small budget against it, and I don't have the specific numbers on me, but I do remember being quite happy with the results. And again, it was a paid advertisement on Facebook. And then once that's out there, the community takes it and runs with it as well. The community will take it and share it and comment and post and share it to all of the local groups and things. So yeah, I don't have those numbers, but I'm happy we can follow up on that, and I could always send you an email and let you know the success rate that we had with that, because it was Facebook and Instagram as well. And I did find social media to be a very good platform for getting this message out there. Yeah?
Can I just ask you, there's so many international visitors to Bondi Beach, so they might have a sense of place for everyone. How do you deal with the international visitors?
Very good question. So we have free Wi-Fi in the area, which is great because international visitors love free Wi-Fi. So that was an avenue that we saw. So I'm on my tiptoes now because I'm really short. So we have the free Wi-Fi. So whenever international visitors or anyone really who logs into the free Wi-Fi, they have to give us some of their information. And then when they come onto the screen as well, we were one of the first few things that they saw. So it was like a video that would automatically play as well. So we tried to do that. So just to put it somewhere where we know that they're going to be, the traffic-wise on media, and yeah, we hope that way. But I don't really have any numbers as to how many people that reached on me. But that was something that we considered because you're right, it's a very transient community. So the free Wi-Fi was a really good avenue for that.